Okay guys, I got an email from corporate. The volunteering that we put ourselves up for the FistShark Marketing Fun Committee has been accepted. They said they were quite surprised that we would volunteer ourselves, especially because the last person who was heading up the Fun Committee thing died because of what they called all of that electricity. But we're in. We are in charge of morale in the company, which I'm very excited by.
Well, we're fun people. Right? We know how to have a good time. We know how to raise spirits. And we can tell when people are feeling the stresses of a work environment. We have that kind of empathy.
Well, we are fun people. As I've always said. Like that time it was Craig, the intern's birthday, and for a joke, I put a brick through his car window. Lots of people laughed.
Everybody got a good laugh out of that, I think.
Everybody got a giggle out of the situation. I don't know why Craig didn't find it funny.
Well, Craig doesn't find a lot of things funny. I don't understand that kid. I don't know why he's here.
Well, it's like, remember that time that we found that white powder in his desk, and we replaced it with baby laxative. Yeah.
Again, a massive laugh.
That kid he doesn't know how to appreciate humor. I think he missed that part of his upbringing. So
yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of people laughed at first at that issue, but then when the pipes got blocked and the CDC had to come down, it was less funny to some. I thought it only enhanced the humour. I thought that one of the general principles of comedy, I always say, is you take a small thing that might be a mildly amusing situation and you blow it up. You make it bigger. You explode the situation. And obviously, some might say, applying that to Craig's actual house might be crossing a line. I didn't know it would explode.
I think that's fair.
Well,
Nobody knew.
And that's another element of comedy that, that is so effective. The unexpected.
The unexpected. I didn't know that feeding his dog that much rice would do that to a dog. I just thought it would get rice farts, which, to be honest, I didn't know were real. I think it's different foods that do that, but all I had was rice. I normally have at least one pocket full of rice, just because you never know when you're going to need it. And that's one of the reasons why we've been picked up for the Fun Committee, is because I said I'm always prepared. I've always got a pocket of rice to use in whatever situation is needed, whether I'm at a wedding or at a Chinese buffet and they've run out of rice. I've always got rice. I fed it to a dog once. It was a laugh.
Okay, so we should probably set up some kind of casual Friday thing.
I love casual things. Casual Friday, casual attire, casual sex. Everything casual is good. That's one thing I've learned in my fun seminar that I've been writing. And I've taught myself a lot of things while writing that seminar.
It sounds like it's a really good seminar. I'll have to...
It's going to be a great seminar. Yeah. We're going to, I don't want to use the word force, but we're going to make everybody attend, and they're going to have fun. That's the general watchword, is you're going to have fun, or you're not going to have fun. And that's not a threat. That's not a threat.
I mean, it should be like college again. I feel like we should take casual Fridays and 10x it. We should have the condom tables. We should have people passing around information on STDs, because we know it's going to get to that point eventually. We have to be prepared. That's the key. We have to be prepared for Casual Friday to be taken to a new level here.
Let's take it to the extreme, really. If I had my way, I would enforce extreme casualness in the offices. Because, it's a stressful job that we have. We're a marketing, media, public relations company / enterprise. We look after major corporations. We look after the top celebrities. We deal with the sexiest lawsuits, let's be honest, and we need that casual atmosphere, and not just something I would like to call hyper-casual. Yes, we want a table full of condoms, Caitlin. You're absolutely right. We're gonna have a table full of condoms. We really should have condoms everywhere. I would like to, say, take some out of the packaging and drape them luxuriously over the top of people's computer
condom
monitors.
chandeliers, condom candies, condom necklaces. I mean, we need to...
Condom labras, condom collars, really, possibly, and you know, I'm just spitballing here, we could come up with a new uniform for the office, you know, a blazer fashioned of condoms, like a kind of condom chainmail, just condom mail, that they can wear, not necessarily as a suit of armour, but just this sort of outfit that says, hey, I'm fun, I like to have sex, I'm a very sexual being. I've got a lot of sexual energy. Would you like to sign up with us for 6 months of representation?
And this is a great opportunity for us to promote our current pills, our birth control pills. We just lay them out on the table, no prescription needed. I mean, that's how it works, right? You don't need a prescription if it's not out yet, technically.
If it's a sample? Yeah, I think it's okay if it's a sample.
Just have it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... Those are the ones with, hydroglycerin basotomol in them, right? The drug from Slatvania that is technically not illegal because no law
Has been passed.
knows
Yeah,
it.
it's not...
Yeah. Basically, the law doesn't know it exists yet, so it's okay.
Yep.
And I think that's fine. If we're giving away something that, in the eyes of the law, does not exist, and in the laws of science, I believe one of them said should not exist. We should be fine. And obviously people are going to have a fun time with that because I do believe that the barbiturates, it's not heroin. I think they're calling it quasi-heroin. And again, like, it's legal. So if they take that, they're going to have a fun time and not get pregnant. At least with a human. I'm not sure what that thing that lady produced was, but it's not our problem. It was in a different country. It's probably not going to happen here. Probably something to do with their water or something. That's what we blamed it on eventually, the water, not the pill.
Yeah, no. I mean, and just to make sure, we should mix them up with some mints, just so people have that, like, clean, like, breath afterwards, you know, just to encourage people to talk, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, that could be part of the fun.
Yeah, just have them,
you know,
with the condom, or the penis mints.
Yeah.
It's all, you know, it's all fun and games. The colors, people love colors.
I'm giggling already. Yeah. We throw in various candies and pills in a bowl. You don't know what you're gonna get. You're gonna have a fun time, like, will I get a peppermint candy? Or will I get, you know, alopecia treatment? We don't know. It's all experimental. It's all technically not legal, but technically not illegal. And you're just gonna have a laugh. There's a risk involved. We actually, you know, I've been giving Craig certain pills, and I don't even know what half these pills are. You know, one of them made his hand go big, which was very exciting. I said, you know, I was like, can you punch through a wall with that? Can you punch through a wall with that? He's like, no, it feels like it's just full of fluid, and it hurts, and it's really tight. I can't close my fingers like a balloon, and I've got his wrist, and I'm bashing it into the wall, saying, come on, punch through it, you'll be like the lovable blue-eyed thing. Do it, you fool, do it. And everyone was laughing and jeering and poking him with pencils and everything, and eventually it went purple and we had to go get it drained, but it was a good laugh before then.
So, Otto Bimini's people came by last week. He's our male underwear designer client, and he's taking a different direction with his fashion line this year. It's really, really fascinating, and I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity. It's a new line of underwear called TastyMan.
I'm listening.
They are, for the first time ever, Bimini is making edible men's underwear.
Wow. Okay.
That's a new concept.
A million ideas are flying at me right now. This is awesome. I'm feeling energetic. I'm feeling goosebumps. I'm feeling shivery. I'm feeling firm and taut.
The thing that's so great, I think, about this particular product is that it addresses so many needs. You know, because everybody needs underwear.
Everybody.
And everybody needs a snack.
You need to feel supported, and you need to eat.
And they have, they're taking a strategy in terms of the product development that they're going very, very blue collar, which I think is great. I think that the, customer base for it is going to be absolutely huge because, I mean, keep in mind, this is a snack that you can take with you absolutely anywhere you go.
And it's already on you. Well, it's there.
Right.
Yeah.
It's already there. And, so all one has to do, if one wants, a little taste of something, just reach down. Mm-hmm. It takes a little, it's elastic a bit, I mean, it's not made of elastic, but it's got that sort of elasticity. So you kind of have to stretch and tug a little bit to get a piece off.
Like, so I'm imagining some sort of savory taffy style
situation.
It's a little bit.
It should already
like
be
that.
a little bit warm, a little bit heated up. You don't even need the microwave. It's already, you're moving around a little bit. You get a little bit of heat in there, and.
I do a lot of work in the south, and well, I can tell you, you could cook eggs down there sometimes.
Well, it's sort of like a thick fruit roll up, right? Right. And so far, the flavors that we have, that we know that they're going to be releasing with this first wave, there's going to be salt and vinegar.
A classic.
Spicy buffalo wing.
Nice.
And they're aiming at a hipster crowd. Boiled kale.
Ooh.
Boiled
now
kale.
You mentioned first wave. Now I know the kids these days are obsessed with things coming out first, so that they can jump on that first wave train. So maybe the kale, if we launch that first, along with some other, what else do the kids like? They like Coachella. They like
Coachella, chickpeas.
They like Ray-Bans. I mean, we can make these flavors. They don't even have to be food, and just release it as the first wave underwear.
Hacky sack. We have hacky sack flavor. We could introduce concepts, religion, grief,
angst,
and maybe we could have these activated, like liquid activated, because you wear them for long enough. Obviously, it's going to get a little bit damp down there, and that should, I feel like, release the flavor. So there's an incentive to wear the underwear for as long as possible. The longer it's on, the tastier it gets.
Well, that's one of the beauties of this as a product. So often, these sort of snack foods wind up being very, very salty. Because they just pile the salt. This actually uses a very minimal amount of salt, because the idea is for your body's natural release of salt in sweat is going to season the snack.
And you're right, it is all natural. That's the beauty of this. It's a health food. It comes from the earth. It's something that you bring a little bit of yourself to the party. The party's in your mouth.
And in your pants.
And in your pants.
Now,
It's a
there's
pants
a
mouth
slogan.
party.
Take the party from your pants to your mouth.
Ah, perfect. That's perfect.
Beautiful.
Now, has
Beautiful.
the designer thought about bringing this? I know it's still in the initial concepts, but has he thought about bringing this to the female market? I mean, we could parry these flavors together. Spicy buffalo wing for the men, ranch for the women. And commingle.
I like it.
Get a little bit of some blue cheese bras, perhaps, expanding the line.
That is beautiful. I like that a lot. We should do that. We should have, say, ice cream boxes for the gentleman, chocolate sauce thong for the lady. Bring them together. You've just got yourself an ice cream treat. I'm imagining marketing for this as well. If we can get some figures from Hollywood to back this, it would be excellent. Say, John Travolta, on his knees, looking at a the camera on a poster. He's got one forearm on the floor, another elbow up, and he's propping his head up with his hand. He's smiling. His posterior, his rump, if you will, is raised behind him. He's very much in what we call the traditional face down, ass up pose. Behind him, we have, I don't know.
Olivia Newton-John?
Say Olivia Newton-John. I was going to say Brendan Fraser, but Olivia Newton-John is perfect. She's there. He's got on a pair of Y-fronts. She's behind him on her knees with a knife and fork and one of those little napkins with a lobster on it. And she's just, like, tongue up, licking her lips. She's just yum. He is the table. She's about to tuck in. And then underneath, Flavor Man, TastyMan, sorry, bring the party from your pants to your mouth.
And I think we do have the rights to Grease 6 at this point.
We've got rights to at least three of the Greases.
At least 3. So we could throw one of those numbers on there. Instant hit. The kids love Grease.
Exactly. We can have the pair of them actually co-promote Grease flavor as well.
I wanted to bring something up to the group at large, a little bit of a potential concern that we might have. Last night, as I was leaving the office, I saw Robin Thicke walking around with a bloodied knife. Now, at first I didn't really think anything of it, seeing as he came straight out of Craig the intern's closet. So I think we can all agree there.
There's a lot of things.
Not a huge, not a huge deal, not a huge loss to the world. However, I ran into Craig this morning. So,
so Craig's fine.
Yeah, he's fine, unmaimed, which is now starting to concern me that Robin may have maimed somebody important. I'm not sure if you guys have seen anything strange about him lately. I know we've had some reports come in. I was on vacation while those came through, so if you two could elaborate on anything you may have seen or heard.
Well, this is concerning. I know that, obviously when people come in, Craig is a very cuttable individual. I wouldn't want anything too bad to happen to him, God forgive me, but a lot of people, when they see him, they want to make incisions around the forearms and face. He's just got one of those faces, you just want to sink a blade into.
But he was fine.
He was fine. That's the problem. Robin could go to town on that kid, but Robin, I know obviously things have been a bit odd with him, with the way his career's been going, but this whole wandering around outside the office and in parking lots, he does do it a lot. And sometimes he does have implements with him. I saw him with a spanner once. He was kind of, he wasn't chewing it. It was a metal spanner and a dirty one at that, but he was kind of gumming it. It was just gumming it around in his mouth. Like a dog would with a chew toy or something. I don't know why, I don't know what he was doing. He was once there with 2 trash bags, and I went up to him, I was like, what's in the trash bags? And I hadn't even finished the sentence, he was like, I've got to go. And he went. And I know there have been some accusations about him recently, and as his representatives, we've been dealing with a few legal things. But like I said at the time, I don't know what the word forensic means, so how can it be an actual thing? So far, we've actually managed to delay court proceedings with that very well, by constantly arguing over the definition of what forensic and the word evidence means, as well as, what's that other term they've made up recently? Blood spatter report. So far, Robin is golden, but if he's if he's drawing questions to himself, I really am concerned.
I know that we all know that when we had our contract negotiations with Robin, he made us put that stipulation in his contract stating that he could cosplay as Beetlejuice whenever he wanted to in the office. But I think he may have been taking it a bit too far this time. He was wearing the striped suit. I wasn't sure if it was part of the cosplay. I assumed so. But nevertheless, somebody was stabbed. There was blood.
And we think he may have did it. Have done it.
The knife, it's arguable. Like you said, forensics, evidence. We don't know what these things mean, Jim, but it was there.
Does he actually think he's Beetlejuice?
I think so. I mean, sadly, there's no excusing that suit, right?
Yes.
He doesn't even wash it.
Sometimes he is, like, I'll be trying to work at my desk, and he'll be lying on the floor, yelling up at me, angrily, quite angrily. And I'm like, what are you doing down there? And he's saying, what does it look like I'm doing? I'm small, I'm small. And I think sometimes he thinks he's small. And I don't know whether that's Beetlejuice related or not, or whether it's just some insecurity of his, but Robin Thicke very regularly, I want to say at least 15, 16 times a day, believes himself to be, say, about 3 inches tall. And he'll lie flat down on the floor so that his eye level is as low as possible. Like, he'll be on his back with his head turned. And to get around the office, he'll roll like a log. He can't get through a door. He'll roll towards the door and then just come to a dead stop, like one of those draft excluders. And then he'll look at me with very pleading eyes. He's got the sad eyes of a mourning dog. And I have to then get up from what I'm doing, pick him up by his ankles, and then spin him round and just drag him. And he's wearing the stripy suit, and it's filthy by this point. I don't think he's taken it off. It's like there's bits where animals have chewed at the legs, and just so much, like, tomato sauce and mustard all down the front. And I'm grabbing him by the legs, and I'm dragging him out of my office, setting him down, and he'll just roll off. Won't even say thank you. He'll just roll off, and he's kicking desktop computers that are on the floor, like knocking over paper baskets. And he'll do that for about 25 minutes until he wanders back into my office, kind of lost, with his hair messy and sometimes with twigs in it. And he'll just look at me and say, I'm big again now. And I'll say, why are you doing this, Robert? And he'll say, don't call me Robert, I'm Robin. And I'll laugh a little bit and I'll call him Robin again, and then he'll kick the leg on my desk and he'll leave for the day. He's a trouble boy.
On multiple occasions I've had to ask him to turn down the Banana Boat song during our meetings. He just plays it on repeat while I'm talking to him, like over and over again. I'm like, I don't want to sing Deo with you anymore, Robin. I just don't.
Just don't take him to lunch. Okay? Just don't take him out. Because you know how you get those assholes who will occasionally, like, go to an expensive restaurant and then try to put a cockroach in their food and claim that, or a hair or something. Yeah, no, he seasons with the cockroaches. And they're live and squirming on the plate, and and it's just this fixation that he's got. It's completely out of control.
Is that what's in that shoebox? Is always
yeah. It's a collection of live roaches. Yeah.
You know what? Like, I wouldn't say this to his face. The man's a dick. Okay, final bit of business today. Some developments on the new drug, Illuminus. Now, I don't know how much you guys have heard about this, but if you've seen the movie Limitless, starring Brendan Coopers, or the latest movie that I think it just came out, it's called Lucy. It stars the Black Widow, and both of those films are about pills that you take them and they unlock your brain. It's based on that idea bandied about the science community that says the human being only uses 10% of their brain. And those pills in the films unlock that up to 100%, Until now, the stuff of fiction. Until now. With Illuminus, the brand new drug that's been brewed by our guys in Slatvania, this pill unlocks 100%. Well, anywhere between, they say, 20 to 100%, depending on how much you take and how quickly you take it. And the results were a little bit different from expected. In Limitless and Lucy, you get almost superpowers, and we kind of hoped you'd get that too. You'd think faster, you'd know everything, you'd become smart, your reflexes would improve.
You'd have instant recall of every minor bit of information you've ever...
Eidetic memory.
Yeah.
You'd be able to run up walls, maybe. Like, we were hoping for some Matrix shit. I actually put that in the design document. One of their top scientists out there, Johansson, said, like, we fully expect Matrix type shit.
Well, we have to be as specific as possible here with them.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was this was a man of science, so I expected what was promised. It seems, though, that unlike film, unlocking 100% of your brain just makes you clutch your head and scream a lot. And that's concerning me a little bit, because we invested quite a bit of money in this, and I'm not sure how we're going to market this. There is, it's a lot of screaming. It actually sounds like three different people are screaming out of one mouth. They kind of fall to their knees, hold their head, mutter something about the revelation, and then just shriek, like a legion shriek. And it worries me.
Are we sure this isn't a superpower in itself? The screaming? Have we tested that?
I don't think the scream itself is superpowered in any way.
No, just painful? For everybody
just
involved?
Just painful.
Okay.
Mostly painful. But I like where you're going with that. I like the traction. Perhaps we could market the screaming itself as some sort of benefit.
Well, how long does the screaming last?
Normally until they pass out. After which time they awake in a sort of catatonic state. Sometimes with a black liquid that comes from the nose and the corner of the mouth. And most of them, I want to really, really use that word there, most of them stay in that state. Some of them start talking about the god that won't stop dying, and something about his baleful gaze, and the threatening creed that he has for them. Some of them talk about, say, communing with the Earth Spider, and something about finding the Dark Light Codex. I don't know what that means. Some of them, the ones that do regain some sense of, I hesitate to use the word sentience, but at least some form of motion and awareness of space, if not themselves. They start digging at the walls until their fingernails come out. One of them was eating glass. One of them just pooed a lot. So I don't know what we can do with this drug, but...
Well, it sounds... It sounds
Sorry.
like we might have a case of marketing this towards the religious crowd. This might be a really big hit with Christians. Maybe not so much with Buddhists, but definitely
the
Christianity.
The Pentecostals are going to go nuts over the potential of this drug.
I see. So this is kind of like a God pill.
This is a revelation pill. We're unlocking the mind
We're giving you access to God.
directly to God. Or the devil, whoever
Or
you
a
choose.
God, whoever you're serving.
That's interesting, because, I mean, the people that take these things, they're never going to say really a coherent sentence again, so there's no proving one way or the other what they say when they take it. It could be God, it could be, some elder thing, it could be anything. It could be Jeff Dunham, for all we know. Market the pill as sort of a one step closer to God. Take it, and we just tell people that you get to see your own personal end times. I think there's a big market in the South for something like that. A very literal God tablet, God in a bottle. And I think we could make a lot of people happy there. With the screaming, we could just... I mean, there's nothing else we're going to do with those people. We could send them to temporary security agencies, because you put one of those outside your warehouse and no one's going to break in. I mean, they will shriek for a very long time. And all you've got to do is really keep them hydrated.
Have we considered marketing
just put some
them
liquefied food in them.
at all?
Well, possibly. I mean, use as scarecrows. The ones that eat glass can go to the circus. There's a lot we could do with them, and really, the way we found them, they have very few rights, and obviously no interest in pursuing any of them, so we could really rehabilitate these people, and we could say, inspired by the events of Lucy, maybe get a movie tie-in going.
You know what we may need to do then is open a facility specifically sort of aimed at helping those individuals. So the people who are gonna need their faith, some Our Lady of the Sacred Trust bullshit. But we open up a mental care facility, because then, once the people have taken the pill, they need to go somewhere. And it's just, and then there we have them to use to, make the world a better place. To take advantage of those shrieking heads as security guards and scarecrows. Absolutely.
I think it's golden. Set it up as a non-profit. Good little bit of publicity for us. Good little bit of publicity for any celebrities who want to join in. I really think I think we've come out with a win. I mean, ultimately, I was a little annoyed because I feel like Bradley Cooper and Scarlett Johansson have lied to me with their films Limitless and Lucy. I felt misled, almost betrayed, that the superpowered, all-thinking, all-doing, all-knowing, transhuman, really, this superior being, was ultimately something that just cried and booed. So this is a win for us, and I really think that Hollywood owes me an apology, but I'll waive it since we've squeaked by. FistShark Marketing are Jim Sterling, Caitlin Cook, and Conrad Zimmerman. Segue music by Alazar Chand. Title music by Ben Rama. If you like us, you can follow us on Twitter at FistShark Marketing and give us a lovely review on iTunes and stuff. Or check us out on YouTube on the Jim Sterling YouTube channel. Thank you, and have a good life.